a beautiful outfit, isn't it, Sheriff Labrador?
We've already started.
Ups! Hello, dear friends! Today we will be playing The Floor is Lava in Roblox!
Yes, that's right, Dobie. As you can see, we're standing on top of a mountain, and the lava is about to reach us.
It looks like we're safe. The lava isn't rising anymore. Guys, don't forget to like for our efforts, and be sure to suggest in the comments which Roblox maps we should try next.
It seems like we're in a giant mushroom forest. Or maybe we're just really small.
I don't like that there are only fly-agarics around me. I have an interesting story related to fly-agarics, but I'll tell it later, so make sure to watch the video until the end.
What a beautiful kitty. Now I want to get a pet too. Please write in the comments what kind of pet you have.
It seems like we need to save up some money first to buy a pet. To do that, we'll have to complete a few more lava challenges.
Did you see that? The girl fell right into the lava. I hope it wasn't us who pushed her. We need to go down and help her.
She's okay. It seems she just singed her hair a bit.
It looks like a country house and a barn. It's a shame it's closed. I would have liked to play with the pigs. I really love them. They are very cute.
I agree with you. It's interesting to think if it's possible to survive lava on a tree. They're here for a reason.
It feels like this is a trap, and quite a few people have fallen for it. I hope they realize it and manage to escape in time.
It seems like it's true. The lava isn't even slowing down. What if it reaches us?
Looks like the roof of the barn got flooded. That's really sneaky.
Only a small piece of the roof of the house remains above the lava. I really like the farm atmosphere. It immediately brings to mind movies about the Wild West.
The lava is settling down. We survived. As for that guy, maybe he's cheating?
I think he just lagged behind.
It looks like there are several parkour challenges of different difficulties here. Why did they spawn me near the easiest one? Are they doubting my parkour skills?
I think all your parkour training since school days has paid off, because now the lava will flood all the parkours except the difficult one, and we'll survive.
It seems like the lava stopped, and even those who completed the easiest parkour survived. Stupid developers, that's not fair.
Maybe the developers are giving a chance for even the youngest children to survive this challenge, but I agree with you.
Wow, it's a picnic. I love them because it's the perfect time to relax and socialize with friends. We should organize a picnic for ourselves soon.
I really want that too. Oh no, it looks like the lava is about to flood those delicious cupcakes. By the way, did you notice we're standing on the handle of the picnic basket?
I hope it doesn't catch fire now, although that would be strange since there's nowhere else to hide from the lava.
Looks like we didn't burn, and the lava stopped, so everything's fine. Now we just need to wait for the end of the round and not slip. That would be a major fail.
I want to go down and check if the cupcakes survived the lava flood. Oh, I even know what this refers to. Hint, it's an old game. Please write it in the...
It's Mario!
What have you done, Dobie? That would have been a good comment bait.
Oh, sorry about that. I interrupted you and didn't hear that.
All right, let's forget about it. Let's just climb up this pipe.
Look, a star! Grab it quickly. Good thing we got here first.
Oh no, it's a fake. Why would it be here then?
I think this is also some kind of reference to a game.
It's possible that this star is also from Mario.
I came up with a joke about lava and a pipe. Listen, why is lava always happy in a sewer pipe? Because it's always in a hot mood.
Ha 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 ha. Let me tell a funny joke too. I'm Sheriff Labrador, and I keep our town safe. When someone breaks the law, I immediately pick up the trail. Or at least my partner.
Ha ha ha! That was funny too. Let's tell guys how you learned to tell jokes.
Of course. In our little town, it was always fun. But I, Sheriff Labrador, was never known for having a good sense of humor. My partner, Sheriff Dobie, always knew how to lift the mood, but I just couldn't manage it. I decided it was time to change that and learn how to tell funny jokes.
Noticing Labrador's desire to become a funny man, I decided to help him. You know, Labrador, I said to him one day, humor isn't just about jokes. It's about seeing the funny side of everyday life and sharing it with others.
Thus began my training. The first thing I did was enroll in local stand-up comedy classes. There, I learned a lot about crafting jokes, comedic timing, and the importance of being confident on stage.
Labrador enthusiastically attended all the classes and even tried to apply his knowledge in our everyday work. One day, we responded to a call about a missing cat, and Labrador, trying to lighten the mood, said, "Well, let's catch her red-handed with a hot mouse."
To my surprise, it worked. People started laughing and the tension eased. I realized that a joke, even the simplest one, can significantly improve the mood.
I was pleased to see Labrador becoming more confident in his jokes. One day, he even organized a mini concert for the children at school, telling funny stories from our work. The kids were thrilled.
But the real test of my new skill came when our town organized a festival. I was asked to perform a short comedy routine. It was a challenge, but I decided to give it a try.
The festival was in full swing, and Labrador took the stage, starting with a simple story about how we once caught a thief who stole a dozen pastries from the bakery. He thought he could get away, but he forgot that we have Sheriff Dobie, the best pastry scent detective in the county.
To my surprise, the audience laughed and started applauding. I continued telling stories, each of which elicited laughter and smiles. At the end of my performance, I received a standing ovation.
This moment was pivotal for Labrador. He realized that humor is not just about jokes, but a way to connect with people, making their lives a little brighter. Now, he often uses his new skills to lighten the mood and uplift those around him.
But in any case, I'm grateful to Dobie for helping me in the beginning and supporting me throughout this journey.
Those are very kind words. Labrador, thank you. Let's conquer this pyramid of chaos.
We even got to the top first. Guys, if you didn't know, let's share an interesting trick. In modes like Floor is Lava, you always need to reach the highest point, meaning to climb as high as possible. I think that deserves a like. By the way, we've already saved up enough money to afford buying some interesting pet.
I like the dragon. Let's get it. Yay! Now we have a very cute pet. We need to take a closer look at it.
Yes, it's cool. I liked it too.
It looks like the Eiffel Tower. Have you ever been to Paris?
Yes, I've been to Paris. Let me tell you more about it.
Well, tell me, Labrador. I'm always ready to listen to your exciting stories.
Before I became sheriff, I loved traveling and discovering new things about our incredible world. That time, I took the earliest flight to Paris, and upon arrival, I went straight to the Eiffel Tower. It was amazing. I climbed to the very top of the tower and felt like a king of the mountain. The view from that height was breathtaking.
I can't even imagine, Labrador. What other interesting places did you visit in Paris?
Oh, there's so much in Paris. I visited the Louvre, where I saw so many amazing works of art. And of course, I couldn't miss stopping by a cafe and trying a real French croissant.
Sounds like an amazing adventure, Labrador. How would you like to visit Paris again on your next vacation? Just with me.
Of course, Dobie. I'd be delighted to share those experiences with you. I think you'd appreciate the beauty and atmosphere of the place.
Thank you, Labrador. I'm already looking forward to this adventure.
Great, it's a deal. And here we are, standing on the monitor. Looks like someone decided to take a dip in the lava.
Looks like this person enjoys taking hot baths. But in any case, one must be careful with hot water because you can burn your paws.
It's very painful, so be careful when pouring boiling water into your tea.
Oh, it's your favorite, Sheriff Labrador, parkour. But here it seems fair. To survive the lava flood, you just need to jump to the end.
It seems like there's not just parkour here, there's even a mini challenge of dodging. If that stick hits your back, it won't be pleasant, and as a bonus, you'll fly into the lava. As far as I remember, I've seen this challenge before in the game Fall Guys. I passed it then and got the crown. Guys, if you want to see us play other games besides Roblox, be sure to comment and let us know which ones.
Well, here we are on the finish platform, and you were right. The lava flooded everything except us, so your parkour training wasn't in vain.
Look at me trolling this lava. I'm just warming up my paws a little. By the way, if I remember correctly, you promised to tell the viewers who watched until the end a story about a fly agaric.
Yes, thank you for reminding, Sheriff Labrador. This day started like any other autumn day. Labrador and I decided to spend some time in the forest, enjoying nature and the fresh air. The walk was pleasant, but what happened next turned our world upside down.
I remembered this story. As we walked along the path, I spotted a beautiful fly agaric mushroom. Its bright red cap with white spots caught my eye, but I knew they were poisonous, so I warned Dobie to stay away from them.
We continued our walk, enjoying the surrounding nature. But when we returned to our car, I noticed that Labrador was carrying a basket full of fly agarics. I was amazed by his actions and asked what he was planning to do with them.
I explained to Dobie that I wasn't planning to eat them, but rather to use them in various experiments. I've always been interested in nature, and I wanted to explore how fly agarics could be applied in different fields.
And so we returned home, and Labrador began his experiments. He dried the fly agarics, made infusions out of them, and even used them as natural dyes for fabrics. But the real breakthrough came when he found a way to use fly agarics in medicine.
Yes, I developed an ointment from fly agarics that proved to be effective in reducing pain and swelling. It was a real breakthrough for me, and I realized that nature has incredible potential.
Yes, Labrador, you must have felt like a real scientist. But guys, still don't try to imitate us. We're professionals, and our video is coming to an end.
Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave comments.
See you soon.
Hello, dear friends. It's me again, Sheriff Labrador, and my loyal partner, Sheriff Dobie. Today, we're heading out on an exciting adventure in Roblox, specifically in the Floor is Lava mode. Guys, give us a like and don't forget to leave a comment if you also love this game.
Hi there, friends. Sheriff Labrador and I are ready to show you how to win in this crazy mode. For those who aren't familiar, let me explain. Every few seconds, the floor in the game starts filling with lava, and our task is to quickly find a safe spot so we don't get burned. The winner is the last one standing.
Yes, and the most interesting part is that after each victory, the map changes. We find ourselves on new, even more challenging and exciting levels. You never know what's coming next. Crumbling skyscrapers, floating islands, or even mysterious caves filled with traps.
Oh, I can't wait to start. But first, a little story. It's said that this mode was created by ancient fire guardians to test the strength and agility of those who wanted to become protectors of the great temple. Only the bravest and fastest could pass all the trials and gain access to secret knowledge. Today, you and I, Labrador, will try to walk that path.
That sounds awesome. Let's show these fire guardians what we're made of. Guys, we hope you're ready to cheer us on because the real challenge is about to begin.
Wish us luck. We're already battling the lava. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our new adventures.
Well, Dobie, this is quite something. We were just patrolling our usual area, and now suddenly we find ourselves in some strange place where the entire floor is lava. What do you think? How did we end up here? I don't recall anyone attacking us or finding any weird portals. Could this be some kind of trap? But who would set this up for us?
Labrador, I'm just as shocked as you are. I've never seen anything like this. We didn't even notice how we ended up here. Maybe it was some kind of magic. You know, in the books I've read, they often mention sudden transportation to another world. But I never thought it could happen to us. As for a trap, who would want to lure us here? We've had enemies, sure, but to go this far, churs.
Yeah, magic is definitely an interesting idea. We've heard of strange cases where objects or even entire buildings disappeared, but for it to happen like this, it could be the work of someone very powerful. But since we're here, we need to figure out how to get out. We always have a plan for any danger, so let's not panic. Let's think about what we can use in this situation. I see a couple of large stones that don't look like they're about to sink into the lava. I think we can jump onto them and take a look around. It's important to move carefully and not rush.
I agree. Panicking won't help. After all, we're sheriffs for a reason. We've been trained to handle the most unpredictable situations. But you're right. We need to be cautious. These stones might not be as stable as they seem. What if we try throwing something onto the nearest stone to check its stability? Like this piece of wood? If it doesn't sink or start melting, then the stone should be safe to jump on. And maybe there are some clues around here that could help us figure out how to get out of this place?
Great idea. I just noticed that piece of wood. Let's give it a try. If the stone holds, we can move forward. Also, I think we should start looking for any signs or unusual objects that could point us to an exit. In worlds like this, there are often hidden paths or portals that lead back home. Dobie, you've always been good at spotting the little details that others miss. Let's put that skill to use.
All right, I'll throw the wood now. Excellent, it's not sinking or melting. That means this stone is safe. Okay, I'm ready to jump. And about searching, you're right, Labrador. In situations like this, details can be crucial. If this world is really designed as a test, then there must be some kind of clues or hints here. For example, maybe where there's the least amount of lava, or on the contrary, where it's the hottest, there's something important. Let's jump onto this stone and carefully look around. I'm sure that if we stick together and pay close attention, we'll find a way out.
Great idea. I just noticed that piece of wood. Let's give it a try. If the stone holds, we can move forward. Also, I think we should start looking for any signs or unusual objects that could point us to an exit. In worlds like this, there are often hidden paths or portals that lead back home. Dobie, you've always been good at spotting the little details that others miss. Let's put that skill to use.
All right, I'll throw the wood now. Excellent, it's not sinking or melting. That means this stone is safe. Okay, I'm ready to jump. And about searching, you're right, Labrador. In situations like this, details can be crucial. If this world is really designed as a test, then there must be some kind of clues or hints here. For example, maybe where there's the least amount of lava, or on the contrary, where it's the hottest, there's something important. Let's jump onto this stone and carefully look around. I'm sure that if we stick together and pay close attention, we'll find a way out.
Listen, Dobie, I keep thinking more and more about this curse. Remember how it all started? We were just patrolling the streets when that wicked witch suddenly attacked us. She could have done anything she wanted, but she chose us, turning us into fire and water.
Yes, I remember, Labrador. It was a nightmare. I was in shock when I realized I had become water. It felt like my paws just dissolved, and I started dripping and flowing. It was really uncomfortable, to be honest. How about you with the fire? It must have been harder for you.
Yeah, it was indeed tough. Fire doesn't let you relax for a second. Every movement has to be controlled to avoid setting everything around on fire. But we've gotten used to it, Dobie. We've learned to use our abilities to help people. Even now, when someone calls about a fire or a flood, we know exactly what to do.
Absolutely. I remember when I once helped manage a flood in a certain area. It turned out that the job was essentially the same, just acting to save, but in a completely different form, just managing to handle it, and no one even thinks about the fact that you used to be a real dog.
I agree. And remember that time we had to rescue people from a forest fire? You were my assistant. Without you, I wouldn't have managed. Fortunately, we managed to put it all out.
Yes, I remember. I helped control the water levels to prevent it from flooding the area, and you, despite your nature, acted with such care not to burn everything around. It was a real teamwork effort.
And every time we finish a call, I think, maybe one day we'll be freed from this curse? But for now, as long as we're here, we'll do our job to the best of our abilities. People appreciate and thank us. And that's important too.
Yes, that's true. And you know, even if we can't return to our normal state, I'm still proud of how we handle the challenges together. In any case, we've come to understand each other better, and maybe that's what keeps us going.
Absolutely. Our friendship and ability to work together have made us a true team. And even though we're cursed, we continue to make the world a better place. That's important, and it's something we're proud of.
That's right, Labrador. We'll get through any challenge, whether it's fire or water. The key is to stay optimistic and remember that we're in this journey together.
Dobie, do you remember how we ended up here? It felt like something out of a nightmare. We were just patrolling the area when suddenly our world started to collapse. And now here we are, in this world made entirely of lava.
Oh, how could I forget? I still remember the moment when the ground beneath us started to crack, and we suddenly found ourselves in this fiery hell. At first, it was hard to believe it wasn't just a mirage. Every step, and the ground is all lava. How are you even coping?
Honestly, it's not easy. Fire and lava flows require constant attention. You can't just relax. I remember when we first arrived, I was shocked at how dangerous everything was. Every step has to be carefully planned, or you could end up in lava.
I wasn't thrilled either. When I was water, it wasn't as bad compared to this. It takes constant concentration to avoid falling into the lava and getting burned. But we've managed to find ways to deal with it, haven't we?
That's right, Dobie. We've found several ways to work in this world. For example, I can use my fire to create safer paths through the lava. But you, as water, are also a huge help. Your ability to cool down the lava and make it less aggressive is our lifeline.
Yes, my ability does help us in certain situations. I remember how you used your fire to create solid lava barriers, and then I just had to cool them down to create safe paths. But there are times when we face real challenges.
Of course. Remember that lava river we tried to cross? It was tough. We thought it would be simple, but we ended up having to find a way to create a bridge of solid lava and carefully cross it.
Yes, that was challenging. The lava was so hot that our cooperation required full concentration. But in the end, we got it right and managed to cross the river. Every challenge is an opportunity to showcase our best qualities.
Exactly. And we've learned to work together like never before. This lava world has made us stronger and more united. We're not just overcoming obstacles. We're learning how to use our abilities to handle this world as effectively as possible.
Yes, that's what makes us unique. Lava here isn't just an obstacle. It's part of our adventure. We've adapted, learned to work together, and help others who find themselves in similar situations.
I completely agree. We're a true team, and no matter how many lava rivers we have to cross, we'll handle it together. Because we can always rely on each other. Thanks everyone for watching this mode, and we'll see you in the next one.
Greetings, friends. I'm Sheriff Dobie, and today, along with my loyal partner, Sheriff Labrador, we are diving into an incredible adventure in Roblox in the Bori Prison Escape mode. Hello, Labrador. Hello, Dobie. Hello to all our viewers. Today, we have a challenging task: to escape from an underwater prison where the floor is made of water. It seems we've been framed and ended up here because of the merfolk. But no worries, we will find a way out. Yes, Labrador, that's right. This mode is a real test. Imagine a huge prison located underwater. Instead of the usual corridors and cells, there are massive aquariums filled with water where you have to swim to move around. Each cell has puzzles that need to be solved to progress further. Exactly, Dobie. And there are dangerous sea creatures here that will try to stop us. We will need to avoid sharks, electric eels, and even giant jellyfish. But the most difficult part is finding the keys hidden in various corners of this underwater prison. Precisely. So, our task is to find these keys, solve all the puzzles, and of course, uncover the mystery of who framed us and why. I'm sure we can handle this together.
And we need to stay alert because the merfolk might set traps for us. We must be cautious and always keep our ears pricked.
Absolutely right. So, are you ready for the adventure? Let's get started. Good luck to everyone. And don't forget to support us with likes and comments. We'll start with the first level, finding a way out of the cell. Oh, it seems we've already gotten out of the cell and into some strange place.
We're about to embark on a truly exciting adventure. One day, Dobie and I thought, what if we built a super rocket and traveled to all the worlds? We pooled all our knowledge, skills, and a bit of ingenuity to create this amazing machine. And now, the rocket is ready. Dobie, are you ready for launch?
Of course, Labrador. So, our super rocket, named World Voyager, is on the launch pad. We carefully designed it to withstand any conditions and take us to the farthest corners of the universe. Labrador, did you complete the final technical inspection?
Yes, Dobie, all systems are working perfectly. I checked the engines, fuel tanks, and navigation systems. We're ready for launch. All aboard, friends. Our first journey begins right now. Launch.
3, 2, 1, lift off! The rocket smoothly ascends. We pass through the atmosphere, and here we are, in open space. An incredible sight, right, Labrador?
Yes, Dobie, it's amazing. Our first destination is the moon, as it's the closest world to us. Within a few minutes, we've landed on the lunar surface. Everything is covered in dust, and traces of previous expeditions are visible. But what's this? Someone is coming towards us.
It's the moon inhabitants. They're friendly and have invited us to their market, where they sell unusual souvenirs and items made from moon rocks. We exchanged gifts and learned a lot about their culture, but it's time to move on. Where to next, Labrador?
Dobie, how about Mars? They say there are hidden cities there. We take off again and head to the Red Planet. After a soft landing, we see amazing Martian cities built under domes. These domes protect the inhabitants from the harsh conditions of Mars.
We met a Martian engineer who showed us his inventions. It turns out the Martians are developing systems to process Martian soil into useful materials. We took some ideas into account and set off again.
Our next stop was Titan, Saturn's moon. Everything here was covered with icy lakes and mountains. We put on special suits and went to explore the subglacial caves. In one of the caves, we met the Titanians, intelligent beings living under the ice and feeding on Saturn's energy.
The Titanians turned out to be excellent storytellers. They told us legends about their ancestors and showed us ancient manuscripts carved on ice tablets. We were impressed by their culture and peaceful way of life. Time flew by, and it was time for a new journey.
How about Venus? They say colonies living in the clouds have been recently discovered there. We took off and headed to this mysterious planet. Venus greeted us with a dense atmosphere, but we successfully made our way through it and saw giant floating cities in the clouds.
These cities were built on huge cloud platforms, and the Venusians turned out to be incredibly hospitable. They showed us their technology, which allows them to extract energy from cloud vortices and create artificial rainforests. We spent several days enjoying their hospitality and studying their achievements.
And now it's time for the farthest journey. We set course for Proxima Centauri, the closest star to us. This journey took several weeks, but thanks to our super rocket, we arrived safely. On one of the planets, we discovered an amazing world inhabited by cybernetic beings.
These beings lived in harmony with nature and technology. They showed us their advancements in artificial intelligence and nanotechnology. We were amazed at how they managed to create a perfect balance between life and technology. And so, finally, our journey came to an end.
We returned home, full of impressions and knowledge. It was an incredible adventure, and we're glad you friends were with us all this time. Our super rocket performed excellently, and we will definitely continue to explore new worlds in the future.
Thank you for being with us, friends. We learned a lot, saw incredible places, and met amazing beings. We hope you enjoyed our story.
I will tell you an amazing story that happened to us a week ago. There were so many incidents and calls in our town that Dobie and I just couldn't be everywhere at once. So we decided to take extreme measures and clone ourselves. Dobie, are you ready to tell how it all started?
All right. A week ago, Labrador and I turned to our old friend, Professor Tesla, who specializes in biotechnology. We explained our problem to him, and he suggested creating our clones. We knew it was risky, but we had no other choice.
Professor Tesla developed a special machine that could create exact copies of us with the same skills and knowledge. He assured us that the clones would act and think just like us. After a few hours of work, our clones were ready. We named them Dobie 2 and Labrador 2. The robbery was orchestrated by a gang known as the Dark Shadows. They were professionals, and it would have been tough for us to handle them. But our clones rose to the occasion. They infiltrated the bank through the ventilation system and managed to neutralize the robbers using their hand-to-hand combat skills and strategic thinking.
Meanwhile, Labrador and I received another call, a fire at a factory. We rushed there to help the firefighters. There were many people in the factory, and they needed to be evacuated urgently. Working together with the firefighters, we managed to save all the workers and prevent the fire from spreading to neighboring buildings.
During this time, Dobie 2 and Labrador 2 received a call about a hostage situation at a school. There were armed criminals on the scene, and the situation was very tense. Our clones started negotiating with the criminals while simultaneously devising a plan to rescue the hostages.
Using cleverness and negotiation skills, the clones managed to distract the criminals and secretly enter the school. They then neutralized the criminals and safely evacuated all the children and teachers. It was an incredibly brave and professional act.
Meanwhile, several more incidents occurred in our town. A jewelry store robbery, street races, and a highway accident. But thanks to our clones, we were able to handle each of them. Dobie 2 and Labrador 2 acted like real heroes, and people started noticing that the sheriffs could be in two places at once.
But not everything went smoothly. A few days later, we noticed that our clones were starting to behave strangely. They became more aggressive and unpredictable. Professor Tesla explained that the clones might begin to develop their own personalities and go out of control.
And then, one evening, our clones caused real chaos in the town. They decided they could become the new rulers of the town and started setting their own rules. We had to step in and stop them.
It was a tough battle. Our clones knew all our tactics and moves, but we used our wits and experience to outsmart them. In the end, we managed to neutralize them and bring them back to Professor Tesla.
The professor apologized for what had happened and destroyed the cloning machine. We realized there are no shortcuts to success and that we have to handle all challenges ourselves, relying on our own strengths and mutual support.
This was an important lesson for us. We understood that despite all the difficulties, true strength lies in our team and our ability to work together. Thank you for being with us, friends. We are always ready to help, and no difficulties will stop us.
A week ago, Sheriff Dobie and I used a teleport to travel to the future and the past. It all started when we received a mysterious device from our friend, Professor Tesla.
Professor Tesla explained that his new invention could move us through time. He gave us the task of testing the teleport and finding out how it could be used for the benefit of our town. We immediately agreed and began our journey.
First, we decided to travel to the past. We set the teleport to 50 years ago and found ourselves in our town when it was completely different. Old buildings, people in retro clothes, and vintage cars. It was all amazing. We met a young Sheriff Jack who became our mentor.
It was an unforgettable adventure, friends. We hope to use the teleport again to make our town safer. Thank you for being with us. Until next time, and new adventures.
Hi guys, today Dobie and I have entered the Roblox mode, Escape from Babysitter Betty's Nursery. Don't forget to like and comment.
Hi. So Labrador, we're in the nursery, and it's pretty boring here. Looks like Betty is on the phone. A perfect moment to escape.
Yeah, Betty isn't usually very attentive, but if she gets angry, she becomes a real monster. We need to act quickly and carefully. Hey, do you remember that there's also the janitor Ben?
Of course. Ben is always running around the corridors with his huge mop. He probably dreams of catching us and sending us back to the nursery.
All right, let's start. Look, we need to crawl through this hole in the wall. Hey, Dobie, don't get stuck there.
Aha! I almost thought I was stuck. But no, I made it through. Wow, look, there's a whole maze of toys here. Is that a giant teddy bear?
Yeah, exactly. Let's pass by it and carefully go down this slide. I hope it's not too slippery. Oh, I almost fell.
Ha! Watch your step, Labrador. Hey, what do you think if Betty were a superhero? What would her superpower be?
I think she could teleport so she could instantly appear next to us and send us back to the nursery. What do you think?
I think her superpower would be Sleepy Dust. She would put all the kids to sleep instantly so they wouldn't escape. Oh, look, there's Ben with his mop.
Quick, hide behind this bed. Oh, Ben, you have no idea how close we are to you. Ha!
Whew, that was close. Now let's go through this pillow tunnel. By the way, what if Ben were the main character in a horror movie?
That would be something. The movie would be called Killer Mop Ben Returns. Ha! All right, just a bit more. Let's get to the exit quickly.
I see the door. We just need to get past this builder block and we're free. Hey, look, Betty is back. I hope she didn't see us.
All right, Dobie. Our task is to build a tower out of blocks to climb over this playpen fence. Look, I've already started. Hand me a couple more blocks.
Got it, Labrador. Here are some more blocks. By the way, do you remember how we used to escape from our babysitter when we were kids? She always made us take naps, but we just wanted to play.
Oh, of course I remember. We used pillows as steps to climb out the window. Good times. But now we've got a similar challenge. Almost done. Climb up.
Climbing up. I hope these blocks hold. Whoa, they're wobbling. Hold on tight, Labrador. Who made it? Now we need to build a block tower to reach the ventilation. This pile will do.
Look, there's the ventilation. I'm sure Ben is there. He's always on guard. Haha. He's like our watchdog, but with a mop. Let's get to work. Blocks in place.
Oh, Ben in the ventilation is just hilarious. I remember once he chased us with his mop when we tried to steal some cookies. He should be reminded of that. All right, climbing up.
I'm right behind you. Hey, look, there's Ben. He spotted us. Dobie, do you have a plan?
Of course, let's remember our childhood tricks. Remember how we set up obstacles? We'll do the same now. Let's throw blocks at him and make a run for it.
Great idea. Take this, Ben. Here's a block. Faster, Dobie. There's the ventilation door. Push it.
Hooray, we did it. Whew, we're out. Labrador, as always, you're the best. Remember how we used to escape as kids?
Of course I remember. That time when you put a pillow under the door to keep it from creaking, and then we quietly slipped out into the garden. Ha ha!
And the babysitter was looking for us all over the house while we hid in the bushes eating raspberries. That was so much fun.
When Dobie and I were little, our parents decided to have an evening without kids and hired a babysitter to look after us. We got the address and went there ourselves since our street was safe and our parents thought we could handle it. Unfortunately, we got the address wrong.
Yes, Labrador, I remember how it was. We approached the house that we thought was the right one. The door opened and a tall man in a white apron with a butcher knife in his hand stood before us. We were a bit confused but decided he must be our babysitter since the address matched.
We entered the house and immediately felt uneasy. The kitchen had large knives hanging everywhere, and there were chunks of meat all around. We noticed a refrigerator that looked suspicious. When he opened it to grab something, we saw jars with what looked like eyes.
I remember how scared I was. Labrador and I started whispering, thinking this guy was a real murderer. He kept playing with the knife and gave us strange looks. We couldn't believe our parents sent us to such a person.
We decided we had to get out of there somehow. But when we tried to leave, he suddenly asked us what we were doing. I almost screamed in fear, but then I pulled myself together and said we wanted to take a little walk.
To our surprise, he let us go. We left the house and ran as fast as we could. We decided to go back home and tell our parents what happened. When we finally got home, Mom and Dad looked worried.
They immediately knew something was wrong. We explained what happened and they realized they had given us the wrong address. The real babysitter was waiting for us at a house on another street.
Dad decided to go back to that house and figure out what was going on. When he returned, he was laughing. It turned out that the man was a local chef preparing for a big banquet. Those eyes in the refrigerator were just pickled olives and cherries.
We laughed about it for a long time, but that incident taught us to be more careful. Ever since then, every time we see a chef with a knife, we remember that day and laugh.
It was one of those childhood adventures that stayed with us for life. Sometimes scary things turn out to be completely harmless. The main thing is not to lose your head and stay brave. Guys, don't forget to like and comment.
Dobie and I were at our station when we received an urgent call. All the babysitters in the world had suddenly started a revolt and taken over one of the daycares in our town. We quickly geared up and headed to the scene. It was hard to believe what could have caused such chaos.
When we arrived, we were met with a strange sight. Babysitters, usually so calm and caring, now looked like an army ready for battle. They had barricaded the entrance to the daycare and were shouting slogans. Some were holding toys like weapons, while others waved around diapers.
We approached cautiously, trying not to provoke more aggression. I attempted to start a conversation with the head babysitter, who seemed to be leading the revolt. She was elderly and stern, but determination shone in her eyes.
She responded that the babysitters were demanding better working conditions and higher wages. They felt undervalued and overworked. This was a full-blown babysitter revolution.
We realized the situation was serious and a peaceful solution was necessary. We suggested forming a committee to address the babysitters' issues and promised to relay their demands to the city authorities. But to do this, they needed to end the revolt and vacate the daycare.
The head babysitter thought it over and agreed. She believed we genuinely wanted to help. We arranged a meeting with the mayor and representatives from the education department to discuss the babysitters' demands.
At the meeting, the babysitters were able to voice their concerns and complaints. The mayor listened attentively and promised to take steps to improve their working conditions. It was decided to increase their salaries, improve their work schedules, and provide additional resources to aid them in their tough job.
After these negotiations, the babysitters calmed down and returned to their duties. The daycare reopened, and the children happily welcomed their babysitters back. Labrador and I were pleased that we could prevent the conflict from escalating and find a solution that satisfied everyone.
That day showed us how important it is to listen to people and help solve their problems. Even peaceful professions like babysitters can revolt if they are not heard. We learned to appreciate their work even more.
Yes, Labrador, it was an important lesson for all of us. We're glad we could help the babysitters and restore order in our town.
One morning, Dobie and I were at our station when we suddenly received a strange and unusual call. The message stated that a volcano had erupted in the city center, spewing money. We couldn't believe our ears, but we decided to head to the scene and figure out what was happening.
When we arrived, we saw an incredible sight. In place of the old fountain, there was now a real volcano, spewing money instead of lava, bills, coins, gold bars. A crowd of people had gathered around, trying to catch as much money as possible, and chaos ensued.
Dobie and I realized the situation was getting out of control. People were pushing, arguing, and even fighting over the money. We had to intervene quickly to prevent a disaster. I took out a megaphone and started calming the crowd, urging everyone to move to a safe distance and avoid creating a stampede.
Meanwhile, I tried to figure out where this strange volcano came from. we noticed a scientist in a white lab coat nearby, observing the scene intently. I approached him and asked what was going on.
The scientist introduced himself as Dr. Finch and explained that he was conducting an experiment to create a source of infinite wealth. He didn't expect the experiment to get out of control and lead to a money volcano eruption. He was extremely worried and ready to help us solve the problem.
Dr. Finch and I quickly devised a plan to shut down the volcano. He explained the steps we needed to take to safely stop the eruption. While Labrador continued to manage the crowd, Dr. Finch and I worked on deactivating the machine that powered the volcano.
The work was complex and required precision, but we managed it. When the last safety switch was turned off, the eruption stopped, and the volcano began to quiet down. People calmed down, and we were able to restore order.
Dr. Finch thanked us for our help and promised not to conduct any more experiments without proper safety measures. Labrador and I were pleased that we could prevent a disaster and bring order back to the city.
We completed the mode. See you next time. Hello everyone, Sheriff Labrador here. Can you guess who we're escaping from today? And by the way, I'm not alone.
Yes, Dobie is here too.
As you can see, we're in the house trapped by the evil grandmother. Our task for today is to escape from here. We need to be quiet so as not to wake her up.
But it's not that simple. Don't let her age fool you. She has built a complex of challenges in her house.
Look, she threw away our photo. It seems she hates us.
Let's start the escape. Oh, look, this is a photo of that old man we've already run away from. Looks like they're married.
Oh no, I hope she doesn't wake up from this. Yes, I remember how we escaped from that old man. Be sure to check it out on our channel.
Wow, it looks like this vent led straight to the attic of this house. I hope that Grandma doesn't catch us here. Oh, she even set up mines.
She probably loves cats since there's a photo of one hanging in her attic. Although, all grandmas love cats.
Why do you think this old lady put us in a cage?
As she probably wanted to make soup out of us.
Oh, look, I just noticed we're at a great height, and there are spikes below us.
I hope we don't fall right into the grandmother's mouth when we come out of the ventilation.
I hope so too. It would be tragic if she ate us right away.
There's a lot of dust in this ventilation. It's driving me crazy.
Oh, look, this grandma is right in front of us. I hope she doesn't wake up right now. Let's jump onto her belly.
Oh, that was unexpected, but it's good she didn't notice us.
Look, are those teeth in a jar? Fee!
I agree, that's disgusting. All right, we need to hurry before she wakes. I didn't even get to finish my sentence.
She's running right after us.
Sue, what are these snotty green cookies? We'd better not step on them.
She's even farting.
Oh no, she's too close. She might grab us by the tail.
Look, there's a red button in front of us. We need to press it quickly.
This button opened a passage ahead. Let's run there before the evil grandma catches us.
Oh, look how red the evil grandma turned. We should jump next to her.
Look, now she's not even paying attention to us.
There are so many cookies here. I was right when I said she really loves cookies.
The evil grandma is so clumsy that she even knocked over the glass of milk.
Grandma completely forgot about us. She's not even trying to chase us anymore.
Oh, look, it's a giant fan that will lift us straight up.
There are traps along our path set by the evil grandma, but we won't give up. We'll easily overcome them.
I completely agree with you, Dobie. There are no obstacles on our path that we cannot overcome.
Oh, we almost fell back down. We need to be more careful.
Hooray, we've overcome those traps.
Don't celebrate too soon. Let's see what awaits us next behind this door.
Look, we've ended up in some sort of dungeon.
Let's jump on these geysers. I think they'll help us move forward.
Hey, Dobie, don't you think it's getting too hot in here?
I agree with you. It's getting too hot here. Let's get out of here quickly and eat some cold ice cream.
Shoo, the board broke right under us. I hope that doesn't happen again.
Look, there's ventilation again. I think we should climb into it.
The ventilation is dusty again. I hope there are no spiders here.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see a giant spider here.
Oh no, we fell into the room where the evil grandma is knitting.
I hope we don't meet her here. I wouldn't want her to knit a scarf out of us.
Listen, it sounds like something gigantic is rolling nearby. Oh, Dobie, I wasn't imagining it. A giant ball of yarn just rolled past us. Oh no, we didn't quite make it to the safe spot in time. I hope we can reach a safe spot before the next one squashes us flat.
I think we just had a bit of bad luck with the timing.
How convenient that there are holes in the walls. If they weren't there, we would have been flattened a long time ago.
Oh, I can see the exit. I hope the end is near.
Hey, Dobie, to make it more exciting as we head towards the final showdown with the evil grandma, let's remember how we saved the city from the evil robot.
Of course, it was one of those days when everything seemed calm until the nightmare began. The sky darkened and a giant evil robot appeared on the horizon, casting a shadow over our town. The townsfolk were panicking, and we, Sheriffs Dobie and Labrador, knew we had to act fast.
First, we had to calm the people down and organize the evacuation of those in the danger zone. But then we decided to find out more about this monstrous machine.
We were shocked to discover that the robot was controlled by a deranged inventor who had lost control of his creation. The robot was rampaging through the town, causing havoc and destruction.
We realized there was no time to waste. We needed to act swiftly to save the town. We assembled a team and gathered all the resources we could find to stop this mechanical menace.
We devised a plan to disable the robot. It was risky, but we had no other choice. We had to protect our town and its people.
Using our knowledge of mechanics and some heavy-duty equipment, we managed to create a powerful electromagnetic pulse, EMP, device. Our goal was to get close enough to the robot to activate the EMP and shut it down.
With the help of our brave team, we set up a diversion to distract the robot while we got into position. It was dangerous, but we were determined to succeed.
As the robot focused on the diversion, Dobie and I made our move. We got close enough to activate the EMP, and with a loud hum, the robot started to malfunction.
The giant robot staggered and then collapsed, its systems fried by the EMP. The immediate threat was over, but we knew we had to secure the area and ensure the robot was completely disabled.
Working together, we dismantled the robot piece by piece, making sure it couldn't be reactivated. The townsfolk began to emerge from their hiding places, grateful and relieved.
Saving the town from the giant robot, we understood that the power of our unity and determination could overcome any challenge. Thanks to our joint effort, the town was saved, and Labrador and I are proud to have helped our community in its hour of need.
Did you see that giant pool filled with cookies? She's definitely crazy.
Yeah, but there's a trap here. Of course, it didn't work on us, but it was still scary. One wrong move and it's all over.
Look, there's another big fan here. Hopefully there are fewer traps this time around.
This fan has propelled us to crazy speeds.
I love speed, especially when I'm racing on my police bike to respond to calls.
Oh, look, the airflow from the fan lifted us up.
Let's jump carefully so we don't fall into the abyss.
This challenge room is longer than I thought. Hopefully, we'll get out of here soon.
Oh, there's a new obstacle ahead, but we're not afraid of it.
It's interesting why the evil old lady set up these challenges for us.
I think it's useless to dwell on that. Our main priority is to escape from here.
Oh, we weren't careful enough going through that obstacle course. Next time, we should watch our step more closely.
Carefulness and professionalism are crucial aspects of our work.
These pipes are taking us higher and higher. The main thing is not to fall into that abyss.
I think the exit from here is coming up soon. The key is not to rush, and everything will work out.
It's getting boring. Let's tell another story again.
With pleasure. It was one of those serene days when the sun was shining bright and the town was going about its usual business. But then came the relentless rain. At first, it seemed like a passing shower, but it soon became evident that this was no ordinary downpour. The streets were quickly flooding and panic spread among the townspeople. Sheriff Dobie and I knew we had to act swiftly.
First and foremost, we had to calm the frantic residents and swiftly organize the evacuation of those in the flood's path. It was a chaotic scene, with people desperately seeking higher ground as the waters rose.
Once the initial chaos was somewhat under control, we delved into understanding the cause of this sudden deluge.
To our astonishment, we discovered that a reckless scientist was to blame. He had been experimenting with weather control technology and inadvertently triggered this catastrophic flooding.
There was no time to waste. The safety of our town was at stake. We quickly assembled a team of rescuers and set out to confront this new challenge.
Together, we devised a plan to mitigate the flooding and clear the streets. It was risky, but in times of crisis, risks must be taken.
Using specialized equipment and strategic placements, we managed to divert the worst of the flooding away from populated areas and towards safer zones.
Through tireless effort and determination, we were able to stabilize the situation. The water levels began to recede, and the immediate danger passed.
As the town started to recover amidst the cleanup and restoration efforts, Dobie and I reflected on the resilience of our community. It was through our combined efforts and unwavering resolve that we managed to save our town from the brink of disaster.
The experience reinforced to us the importance of unity in the face of adversity. Together, we overcame the challenges posed by the flooding and emerged stronger as a community. Labrador and I take pride in having been able to assist our fellow townsfolk in their time of need.
Hey, Dobie, enough with the story. Look, There's a giant cookie in front of us. Let's get closer to it.
Let's grab it before the evil old lady comes.
I think it's a trap, so be prepared.
We're sheriffs after all. We're always ready.
I guessed it, but it was pretty obvious. What else could the grandma come up with? Look at how many of her clones are here.
When did she manage to multiply like this? I think we need to hurry, or they'll fill up this entire lawn.
Despite all our efforts, the clones of the evil old lady keep coming and coming.
We've already taken almost half of this old lady's health. It's good they gave us a bazooka instead of a revolver. Otherwise, we'd be fighting for a very long time.
Don't celebrate too soon. We need to be more careful or we'll end up trapped here forever.
I've noticed there are two types of grandmas here. Some die from one hit, while others have a lot of HP.
Hooray, we won! That was a thrilling battle.
Oh, I totally agree with you, Labrador. It was not an easy battle.
Now we just need to get out of this cursed house as quickly as possible.
Wow, what a car. It must be some powerful sports car. It even has cookie wheels. Since we defeated that grandma, it means we've accomplished our goal for today.
And that means it's time to say goodbye. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button.
See you soon. Hello, dear friends. Today, we're going to escape from an evil dog in Roblox. It's right behind me, but it's asleep, so we're safe for now.
Hello, everyone. Ahead of us are thrilling challenges and boss battles. By the way, if you know the name of this dog, be sure to write it in the comments.
Sheriff Labrador, let's jump on his belly.
Let's do it, but we need to be ready in case he wakes up.
Don't worry about that. I think he stuffed himself and watched TV all night.
It seems we need to get to the ventilation, but there's a small parkour course. Good thing I've been practicing parkour since school.
Oh no, you broke his mom's favorite vase. It seems like he's sleeping soundly. I hope he doesn't notice the shards when he wakes up.
We'll quickly sneak through and escape.
Great, now we need to overcome this giant room.
I see some metal platforms ahead. We need to press the button.
What do you think these trials are for in this dog's house? I don't think he's the one going through them, although they would be good physical exercises, which promote health.
Wow, look, it's a zip line. I used to ride one of these when I was a kid. Maybe it's all to ensure that no one can reach him and disturb his sleep. But here we are, trying to escape from him. Why he kidnapped us is indeed strange.
Look, he has a wife and kids. Why haven't we seen them?
And on the picture on the left, his friend is depicted Talking Tom.
I have a theory that we've entered a universe of talking animals. Perhaps this is a kind of hell, because no one would like to be forced to talk, especially to say exactly what you don't want.
Exactly. And that's why he built these trials to get as far away as possible from the fate of endless talking. Now we just need to find the others and figure out why we were kidnapped.
That's a possibility. It could be that they kidnapped us to replace them in conversations, so they can be free. Or perhaps they feed on other animals, and that gives them the ability to talk.
Or maybe they're just a little bit crazy.
This option is worth considering too. Let's focus on getting out of here and finding out what's really going on.
It looks like we need to climb into the ventilation system. This is the transition to the next location. Hopefully we'll encounter some new characters along the way.
It seems you're right. There's Talking Tom standing there.
Oops, he fell.
Get ready to run. I don't think he has good intentions.
Have you ever seen the Tom with red eyes? He looks like he's ready to flatten us like pancakes.
It feels like he's about to shoot lasers from his eyes. What if he really can do more than just talk? We'd need some interesting superpowers for detaining suspects then.
Why did he hide around the corner? Did he think he wasn't visible?
Perhaps he's a little dumb or just sleepy and not very spatially aware.
He has such funny teeth like a child's. You know, for some reason, he seems even cute to me.
Maybe the environment is starting to affect you. I hope you won't turn into one of them right now. Did all this hypnotize you or something?
I don't even know. I hope I won't get absorbed by this atmosphere. If something's wrong, let me know.
Of course. Back in the ventilation again. We already dealt with Tom. Let's see who awaits us next.
Looks like a children's room. Maybe it belongs to Ben's kid?
You guessed it. It's a girl. I wonder what her name is and if Ben's children are facing the same fate of constant talking like he is.
While you were talking, we fell right into her paws. Why did we get teleported back? I don't think she's as mean as Tom right now.
I think so too. If she wanted to bite us, she would have already gotten out of this grid. It has huge gaps between the bars.
Oh, so we found out her name is Lily. I don't see her brother's room here. Very strange. Is there any point in keeping them so far apart? Guys, write in the comments if you have a brother or sister, and if you share a room together.
Yeah, what if something happened to her brother, and here we are just casually talking about it? Also, perhaps this is precisely why everyone has gone mad and thinks thinks we killed him.
Dobie, you're back to inventing theories again. It's only distracting us from the main goal. I think things aren't as bad with this place as you imagine.
It seems we've entered the central ventilation system, which provides oxygen to the entire complex. We could leave a surprise here.
Let's tell the guys the story of how you and I saved the city from the animal pirates instead. This story began when rumors started circulating in the city about strange events. Animals began behaving unusually, as if under the influence of something invisible.
Many of them fell into a strange trance, and some even disappeared without a trace. Labrador and I began an investigation, and soon discovered that behind all this were animal pirates who were planning to take over our city.
Our suspicions were confirmed when we discovered that the animal pirates had struck a deal with a company from another city to help them create a device capable of controlling the minds of those around them.
These pirates were cunning and well prepared, with a clear plan, and the backing of another company made their threat even more serious. We realized that if we didn't stop them, our city would fall into their hands.
The local scientist helped us determine that their device emitted a sound at a frequency inaudible to animals, but capable of inducing hypnosis and controlling them. We realized that standard methods of fighting crime wouldn't work in this case. So, we decided to create a device capable of absorbing sounds at a frequency that regular animals couldn't hear, and that could help us locate and destroy the enemy's device.
Creating this device was challenging, but we collaborated with the scientists to overcome the task. When we finally completed it, we set out to search for the pirate device, which was hidden somewhere in the city.
We roamed all the streets and alleys listening to the surrounding sounds until we finally noticed a strange signal that our sound-absorbing device picked up.
Oh no! Looks like he woke up and saw that we escaped. We headed toward the source of the signal and discovered the pirate device hidden in the basement of one of the abandoned buildings. We quickly dealt with the pirates' guards and destroyed their device. Thanks to this, the city was saved from capture, and the residents could sleep peacefully.
Yeah, we were awarded the Order of Bravery and even featured in the news. How I love my job. And you?
I also love my job very much. Being a sheriff is very exciting. Every day we face many trials and adventures, which gives rise to more and more new stories. It seems like even a whole lifetime wouldn't be enough to tell you all of them.
Ouch! The ventilation grill collapsed under our weight, and we're tumbling down.
In real life, falling like that would hurt. Your tumbling down reminded me of how I went sledding down a snowy hill during my winter vacation. It was a lot of fun.
I also plan to fly to a snowy country for my next vacation, and thoroughly enjoy the beauty of nature and the cozy atmosphere.
And in the meantime, we've reached another parkour section. But this time someone has set up trampolines for us. That's very kind of them. Without the trampolines, I don't know how we would have climbed so high.
Just a little more, and we'll reach that button. I can't wait to face the main boss of this map. I think it will be Talking Angela, since we haven't seen her yet.
I think it will be Talking Ginger, because I haven't seen a female main boss yet, and we also haven't encountered Ginger yet.
What kind of nuclear reactor does he have in his complex, and why does he need it? I hope he doesn't plan to destroy all living things.
You know, Labrador, sometimes I wonder how we both ended up on this path. I wonder what led us to choose the profession of sheriff.
Yes, Dobie, that's indeed an interesting question. I remember being fascinated by stories of heroes protecting their towns and loved ones since childhood. Especially inspiring were the tales from my grandfather, who served as a sheriff in his town. How about you? How did you come to this choice?
For me, it all began when I was a teenager. I always loved helping people and felt a desire to do something meaningful. One day, I met a sheriff who came to our school to talk about his work. I was so impressed by his stories of protecting people and maintaining order that I immediately realized, this is my calling. Remember our first operation together? We didn't know each other that well back then, but even then, we felt like we could rely on each other.
Yes, it was a test of endurance and we passed it. But you know, Dobie, I think being a sheriff is not just about skills and abilities. It's also about the desire to serve your community, to be part of something greater.
Well said, Labrador. We chose this profession because we wanted to protect and assist. Every day, we reaffirm our choice by seeing how our work makes the world a bit better and safer.
So, here we are, at this moment. We've reached the door behind which the main boss of this map awaits, and we were wrong about the main boss. It's actually the giant robot, Ben.
Let's shoot him right in the teeth.
I'll try shooting at his legs. Maybe that's his weak spot and he'll fall down.
What a coward Ben is. He didn't even bother to put up a fight at the end, and just opted to make a giant combat robot.
It wouldn't surprise me if he's sitting in his chair right now, either asleep or watching TV with a mug of coffee in hand.
I hope it's not something stronger than coffee, and he's probably watching some football while we're here sweating. That's not fair.
Hooray! Congratulations to us. Leave us some congratulations in the comments. And now it's time for us to leave this crazy house of talking animals.
Hold on, but aren't we also talking animals? Maybe it's related to our abduction. They wanted us to be part of the app about talking animals too. Guys, would you play such a game?
You're back with your scary theories again. Look, our motorcycle won't start. It would be funny if it ran out of gas.
Guys, it's time for us to say goodbye. We hope you enjoyed our escape from the talking animals.
Yes, don't forget to leave comments, like, and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. Also, check out our other videos and let us know what else you'd like to see us play.
Looks like duty calls. Off we go to another adventure.
What's happening again? I hope it's not an attack by the giant robot Ginger.
No, Angela. Goodbye.
Hello, dear friends. Today, Dobby and I will be playing the scariest map in Roblox, Doors. We are in for a lot of mysterious challenges, and most importantly, we'll be accompanied by various jump scares and a creepy atmosphere throughout the journey. We hope you enjoy watching.
Yes, hello everyone. That's right, Sheriff Labrador. The fans have been asking us to play this map a lot. Thanks to all the likes and comments. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, we've already passed through 2 rooms.
Dobby, finally, we'll test your mettle. You always say you're not afraid of anything, but on all the maps we've played, you've always tucked your tail in fear. Ha ha ha!
Let's focus on the game, Labrador. I hope you didn't forget to put on a diaper yourself.
Look at how many people are with us. I think they, like us, decided to test their nerves. Dobby, how often do you play horror games alone? I get really scared when I'm by myself. It's always less scary with friends.
I don't really like playing alone either. It's definitely calmer with friends. Plus, you can always chat and share interesting stories with friends. It's strange. We're already at the 10th door and haven't encountered a single monster. Maybe the game glitched?
I don't think so, Dobby. These kinds of games love to wait for just the right amount of time, and then a really scary monster suddenly jumps out at you.
Ah, did you see the lights flicker? I think that's a sign that a monster is about to attack.
What? Where did we get teleported to? What should we do? We probably just need to keep moving forward and not look back. It's really scary.
Oh, I get it. We can't just keep moving forward. Let's be careful and watch out for any signs or clues.
Exactly, Dobby. When the turnaround sign appears on the screen, we need to make sure we don't miss it. I hope our whole team handles this monster, or it'll be even scarier alone. By the way, where is everyone? Maybe they got teleported to a nearby room? If that's the case, how does this monster track each player? Maybe there are several of them.
You mean several identical monsters? That's not a bad theory. Maybe we're being teleported to different worlds altogether.
Yes, we defeated the first monster. Looks like our whole team is okay too. Great job, Dobby. It seems there are 2 doors here and only 1 is correct. Do you remember the number of the previous door? It seems it was the 11th door. Oh, there's no 12th door here at all.
I definitely remember that the previous door was number 13. It seems the girl sacrificed herself for our team. Oh no, she's fine. But it must have been painful.
What's that blue light? Could it be another monster attacking us so quickly? I better just walk past as quickly as possible. It's not bothering me anyway. Looks like it was harmless.
We've already encountered 2 monsters. I wonder how many more there are. Please write in the comments. What do you think, Sheriff Labrador? How many doors will we pass today? Judging by our pace, we have a chance to reach the 100th door and beat the game. I really hope so.
I think we'll reach the 50th door. While you were talking, we met an absolutely identical monster with a blue glow. It seems to exist solely to psychologically scare us with its presence. Such jump scares only work on kids. But we've seen worse, haven't we? Perhaps the farther we go, the more frequently we'll encounter monsters. I wonder if it's possible for there to be 10 monsters in one room at once.
Let's keep going. I think we'll encounter a new monster soon. And here comes an attack. The lights are flickering again. Let's run into the closet.
Well, where is it? Was that attack fake and they just scared us? Listen to the sounds. Something cracked, probably the light bulbs.
It seems like we're about to suffocate. We should have practiced holding our breath. Ah, did you see that? Someone just ran by. It's a new monster.
We've already passed 20 rooms, though I don't see one of our team members. Hopefully he'll catch up if you're not dead. Here's a grill. Is this the end? Oh no, it seems we need to do something in the basement to open the gate of the grill. Maybe we need to find something like a button or a lever.
Yes, I think there will definitely be something useful here. Maybe even a flashlight. I think I see a lever behind the grill. Great, he did it.
Let's tell the guys a scary story with an unexpected ending about how you and I went on a spooky quest.
Oh no, just don't remind me of that. I just forgot.
Once I, Sheriff Labrador, along with my partner Dobie, decided to unwind a bit and accept an invitation to a new quest that had opened nearby our precinct. It was called the Labyrinth of Horrors, and we were assured it would be a fun experience. We arrived at the quest, and right at the entrance, we were greeted by an ominous atmosphere. Dim lighting, gloomy decorations, and eerie sounds. But we were confident. What could frighten two sheriffs who had been through so many trials?
As we entered the maze, I was full of determination to prove that we weren't easily frightened. The first rooms were amusing, strange sounds and flashes of light. But the further we went, the scarier it became. In one of the rooms, vicious creatures suddenly appeared. Labrador seemed unfazed, but I could feel my heart pounding more and more. It was especially terrifying to encounter a huge wolf that unexpectedly leaped out of the shadows. We kept going, and the tension was mounting. At one of the turns, we were confronted by a group of terrifying clowns, their menacing grimaces and sinister laughter making me flinch. I tried to hold it together, but fear was starting to take over.
In one of the last rooms, just when we thought nothing could be scarier, a huge bear with glowing eyes suddenly leaped out from around the corner. Dobie flinched and I felt him wobble slightly. At that moment, I heard a faint sound and realized that Dobie was genuinely scared. I looked at him and saw a dark stain spreading on his pants, which amused me a lot, but I tried not to show it. We hurried towards the exit, where the quest operator greeted us with a wide smile on his face. We pretended like everything was under control, but I knew that this experience would stay with us for a long time.
Wow, I'd rather forget about it forever, like a bad dream. Why did you record it on video? Now everyone will find out about it. How am I supposed to walk down the street calmly now?
Don't worry, you don't get recognized on the street as often as I do. By the way, do you remember the number of the last door? It was 29, so we should go to the 30th. Hey, girl, this way for us. Open this door.
Oh no, she can't hear you. Write in the chat. But you don't have to write anymore. I hope she survived. Let's just open this door ourselves.
Wow, we found a lockpick. We definitely need to try it out.
My nose is itching. That's not a good sign.
Do you see that? There are scary eyes on the wall. Maybe it's a new monster, and you're not supposed to look at them? Although, we would have died long ago. Let's just keep going.
It suddenly got really dark. The perfect moment to scare us. Did you hear that? Ah!
Pooh, that was really scary. I hope you didn't wet yourself, because ahead of us awaits one of the bosses of this map. Seek.
Very funny. You screamed just as loudly as I did. Better prepare yourself mentally. We'll need to run and crawl through obstacles during the battle with the boss.
How do you know all this, Dobie?
To be honest, I've been preparing.
So you wouldn't be scared?
As you can see, it didn't help much.
Here it comes. It's starting. My paws are already sweating. Phew, let's go.
Run, run, run.
Don't worry, Dobie. We got this. The main thing is to stay alert.
I hope we won't get crushed by a wardrobe. Just don't look back or you might trip and fall.
Did you notice that during the boss battle, we also passed through doors because the room number increases?
That's true. It would be nice to make it all the way to the end of the game like this, because this boss is easier than the boss at the 50th door.
The main thing is not to get caught in the fire. Ouch! It seems like I just singed my tail.
Hooray, we did it. Look how we left him behind. He seemed quite slow. Let's tease him, ha ha ha.
Just be careful. The door might suddenly slam shut and we'll be left alone with him.
Looks like he slammed into the door at full speed, but serves him right. It seems like there are fewer and fewer of us, which doesn't make me happy, but it also shows that you and I are doing pretty well. Maybe we really will make it to the last door.
Meanwhile, we're almost to another boss. Figure. Oh, the lights are flickering again, but we already know what to do.
As far as I know, there are two types of monsters on this map that you need to hide from in the closet. The first one is Rush, and the second one is Ambush. The difference is that Ambush can fly by several times in a row, and you can't stay in the closet for too long.
Oh no, Dobby, this guy for some reason came out of the closet too early. I feel sorry for him. He probably blinked and thought the monster had already left. Sigh. Minus one more team member. Well, at least we got his lockpicks and lighter. Let's tell the guys an interesting story about how we saved the city from the cunning plan of a mad scientist to infect all electronic devices. This was the time when we, Sheriff Labradors and Dobby, decided to take a break from our usual work and head to the gaming club in the heart of the city. We couldn't afford to relax often, but sometimes we needed a bit of entertainment too. As soon as we entered the gaming club, we were surrounded by the sound of coins, flashing lights, and excited voices. We headed towards the arcade machines, and I noticed an old machine in the corner that always caught my attention.
We forgot about our work and got completely immersed in the world of arcade games. But suddenly, one of the machines malfunctioned. The screen started flickering and occasionally showed strange images that evoked horror and fear. People began to scream and panic.
We immediately realized that something was wrong. Dobby and I decided to check what was happening with this machine. When we approached it, I noticed a strange device connected to its back panel. It seemed to be some kind of signal transmission device.
While we were dealing with this, we received a call from the sheriff's office. It turned out that electronic devices throughout the city had started displaying similar symptoms. We realized that this was not a coincidence, but the cunning plan of some mad scientist.
We rushed to take action. Our top priority was to find this scientist and stop him before he caused even more damage to our city. We used all of our skills and resources to track down his whereabouts.
Thanks to our persistence and cooperation, we managed to find his hideout in an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. He was attempting to activate his device to cause even more chaos, but we thwarted him just in time.
We arrested him and prevented a catastrophe. This incident reminded us that even during leisure time, we must always be vigilant and ready to act when necessary. And although this experience was scary and tense, we were able to overcome it together, like true partners and friends.
Yes, it's wonderful to be a sheriff and have such a loyal and wonderful partner like you. Here we go, Sheriff Labrador. We've reached the next boss. We need to prepare ourselves mentally because it's going to be very challenging.
So, dear friends, this video is coming to an end. If you want to see the continuation of our game, please like and subscribe to the channel. Well, we're not saying goodbye. See you soon. Hello, everyone. Today we have Sheriff Labrador with you
And Sheriff Dobie. Hi there. We have a special story for you today. We decided to play the Escape from the New Prison mode in Roblox. And we have something interesting for you.
Yes, this mode turned out to be really exciting. Imagine, we were framed by our own chief sheriff. He turned out to be a villain and sent us to prison to cover up his crimes. Now we must escape and restore justice.
The Escape from the New Prison mode is very interesting. There are many puzzles, traps, and guards to avoid. We need to show ingenuity, agility, and teamwork to get out of this tangled place.
We started off by finding ourselves in a prison cell. At first, it seemed impossible to escape, but then we noticed that one of the walls looked suspicious. We found a hidden passage behind it.
Yes, that passage led us to the first series of puzzles. We had to activate several levers in the correct sequence to open the door. Labrador and I worked together really well and quickly solved this task.
After that, we faced traps. The floor was covered with lasers, and we had to carefully navigate around them to avoid getting caught. It was scary, but at the same time, very fun.
There were also guards. They patrolled the corridors, and we had to hide and wait for the right moment to sneak past them. A few times we almost got caught, but we managed to get through.
At one point, we stumbled upon a workshop. There, we found tools that helped us unlock a locked door. It felt like real detective work.
The most challenging part was the final stage. We needed to disable the security system to open the main gates. It was a real race against time, but we succeeded.
When we finally broke free, we realized that our mission wasn't over. We need to expose our evil boss and restore our good name. That will be our next task.
This mode really tested us, but we succeeded thanks to our teamwork and ingenuity. Guys, if you like adventure and want to challenge yourselves, be sure to try Escape from the New Prison in Roblox.
Guys, don't forget to like and comment. If you do, you'll find a new toy behind your pillow. We have an incredible story to share with you.
It was something unimaginable. It turns out it was opposite day. All the villains became police officers, and the police officers became villains. We almost ended up in jail ourselves.
Yes, when we arrived at the station in the morning, former criminals in police uniforms were waiting for us. They immediately arrested us and threw us in the cells.
And here's the most interesting part. We managed to escape thanks to our loyal subscriber who happened to be nearby. He saw us being arrested and decided to help.
We hid in the basement of an old warehouse and started planning our rescue. First, we realized we needed to save all our subscribers who were also unlawfully detained.
We knew we couldn't do it alone, so we used our old contacts. It turned out some former villains weren't happy with their new status and were willing to help us.
We came up with a plan. First, we needed to break into the prison and free the subscribers. Our old acquaintances helped by creating a distraction on the other side of the city.
While the villainous police were busy, we snuck into the prison through a service entrance. We knew we had little time, so we acted quickly. We found the cells where our subscribers were held and started freeing them.
But it wasn't easy. Some of the subscribers were scared and didn't understand what was happening. We had to calm them down and explain it was all because of Opposite Day.
Fortunately, everything went smoothly. We led all the subscribers through a hidden tunnel we found by accident. It led to an old park where our allies were waiting.
Once everyone was safe, we started thinking about how to set things right. We contacted Professor Murphy, who had long been studying the phenomenon of Opposite Day. He said we needed to find and destroy the device causing this effect.
We discovered the device was in the city's central tower, now guarded by the villainous police. But we had no choice. We devised a plan and headed there.
We had to use all our wits and skills to get inside the tower. We disabled the security systems and climbed to the top where we found the device.
Breaking it wasn't easy, but with the help of our subscribers following our instructions, we managed to do it. As soon as the device was destroyed, everything returned to normal.
The villains became villains again, and the police officers became police officers. We returned to normal life and restored order in the city.
It was an incredible day, but we succeeded thanks to our team and loyal subscribers. Thank you all for your help and support.
We will tell you an incredible story about how Sheriff Dobie and I built 3 unique prisons. This was our most extensive and ambitious task to date. Let me start from the beginning.
It all started when we received a task from the City Council. We were commissioned to design and build 3 experimental prisons, each unique in its own way. The first prison was to be made entirely of sweets, the second from old items, and the third from soft materials. We were thrilled by this task and got to work immediately.
We decided to start with the candy prison. Imagine walls made of caramel, doors of chocolate, and windows of candy. We found the best confectioners in town and invited them to collaborate. The work was in full swing. Confectioners sculpted giant candies, cooked tons of chocolate, and created incredible sugar structures.
But as soon as we finished construction, we faced another problem. The candy prison attracted a huge number of ants, wasps, and even bears. We realized we needed a solution quickly. We had to equip the prison with special insect traps and install protective barriers.
Nonetheless, the prison was operational. We conducted experiments to understand how this unusual environment affected the inmates. It turned out many criminals became kinder and calmer, surrounded by sweets. Overall, our experiment was a success, and we moved on to the next prison.
Next up was the prison made from old items. We started collecting antique things, furniture, dishes, carpets, books, and even vintage lamps. All this old stuff created an amazing atmosphere. We invited restorers to help us preserve the uniqueness of each item.
The inmates in this prison constantly felt like they were in a museum. Each cell was furnished with antiques, and many criminals began to take an interest in history, read books, and spend time studying old items. It turned out this environment helped them rethink their actions and consider their future.
Finally, we began building the third prison, made entirely of soft materials. Imagine walls made of pillows, floors covered with soft carpets, and beds draped with plush blankets. We turned to textile craftsmen who created a true soft fairy tale for us.
In this prison, the inmates felt as comfortable as possible. The soft walls and floors reduced stress levels, and many criminals became more calm and balanced. This coziness helped them realize their mistakes and strive for improvement.
We conducted various experiments in each of the prisons, studying how the environment affected the inmates' behavior. In the candy prison, criminals became kinder and less aggressive. In the old items prison, they developed an interest in history and rethought their lives.
Our experiments showed that the environment plays a huge role in rehabilitating criminals. The city council was impressed with the results, and we received support to continue our research.
So friends, that's our story of 3 unusual prisons. We hope our experiments will help make the world a little better. Now you know a little secret. Be sure to like and leave a comment for this.
This is a story about how one Halloween turned out to be much more memorable for Sheriff Dobie and me than we expected. Let me start from the beginning.
So, that year, Halloween promised to be ordinary. We decided to go door to door collecting candy and enjoying the festive atmosphere. We were in costumes. I was dressed as a superhero, and Labrador was an astronaut.
The evening was going great. We collected lots of candy, but soon we noticed that most of them weren't to our liking. Some were too old, and others just didn't taste good. We decided to throw away those candies, not knowing what would happen next.
As soon as we started discarding the candy, a strange monster suddenly appeared. He was huge, with green skin and eyes that glowed in the dark. The monster declared that he was the guardian of Halloween and punished those who didn't appreciate the candy.
The monster said we had offended the spirit of the holiday and now had to make amends. He gave us a task, to collect 10,000 pieces of candy by midnight, or else we would face a terrible punishment.
We were in a panic. There was little time, and we needed to collect a huge amount of candy. We decided to ask our friends and neighbors for help. We explained the situation, and many agreed to assist.
We went around the entire town, knocking on every door and explaining our problem. People were surprised, but seeing our desperation, they shared their candy. We gathered them in large bags and continued our search.
Time was ticking away mercilessly. We ran from house to house, trying to make it in time. At one point, when we almost lost hope, the kids from the local club decided to share their candy with us.
We collected all the candy we could find, and finally, by midnight, we had exactly 10,000 pieces. We met the monster, who inspected our haul. He was impressed with our effort and declared that we had passed the test.
The monster thanked us for respecting the spirit of Halloween and disappeared as suddenly as he had appeared. We were exhausted but satisfied that we had avoided punishment and helped our friends.
We'll remember this Halloween for a long time. It taught us to appreciate every little thing and respect traditions. Thanks to everyone who helped us with this task. Until next time, friends.
See you soon, and remember, respect the candy on Halloween or the guardian of Halloween might come for you.
Hi, subscribers. It's us again, Sheriff Labrador and Sheriff Dobie.
Hi, guys. Today we're diving into the world of Roblox and playing the Escape from Benny's Restaurant mode. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new episodes.
So, Dobie, tell our viewers what this mode is all about.
Sure, Labrador. Escape from Benny's Restaurant is a mode in Roblox where we're stuck in a creepy restaurant run by a strange chef named Benny. Benny has lost his mind and locked everyone inside. Our task is to find a way out by solving puzzles and avoiding traps.
Yeah, Benny is definitely not right in the head. Did you see him running around with that giant meat cleaver? It feels like he's making soup out of subscribers.
Oh, look! I found the first key. It fits the door to the kitchen. Hopefully there are no hot sauce traps, or worse.
Ha! Can you imagine if Benny poured a lot of Tabasco into the soup? We'd definitely become superheroes with fire-breathing powers.
Labrador, be careful. There's an oil puddle here. We don't need a slip and fall show.
Oh, thanks, Dobie. I thought it was a bonus track for skateboarders. All right, I found wire cutters. I'm going to cut the wire at the exit.
Great. Just watch out for Benny sneaking up from behind. He's a master of sudden appearances, like your grandma with unexpected treats.
Ha ha ha! You're right. My grandma with her cookies could compete with Benny in a culinary battle. Oh, I found a secret room with recipes. Looks like there's another key hidden here.
Benny's secret recipes? Maybe after all this, we could open our own restaurant. But first, let's escape from here.
Well, we've almost got all the keys. We just need to get out of the fridge. Hey, Dobie, this reminds me of the time we tried to make a snow fort in the freezer.
Exactly. Only back then there wasn't a giant chef with a huge knife. All right, I've opened the door. Let's go, Labrador, to freedom.
Freedom is still far away, but I hope we can handle it and defeat this evil chef.
Labrador, do you remember how we had a real adventure with that evil scientist who pretended to be a chef just a week ago?
Of course, Dobie. That was a completely crazy case. This scientist opened the Burger Or restaurant and started feeding everyone giant burgers. At first glance, nothing unusual, but then something strange began to happen.
Yeah, the residents of our town started gaining weight rapidly. It turned out that this evil genius, Dr. Gloom, had developed special burgers that made people very fat. He wanted everyone to feel the same way he did in childhood, when he was teased for being overweight.
When we got the first call, many residents were already complaining about feeling unwell. We went to Burger Or and immediately noticed something was off. The restaurant was full of people greedily eating enormous burgers.
I've never seen such huge burgers. They were the size of footballs, and everyone was eating them with such greed as if they had never seen food before. We knew we had to act quickly before the whole town turned into a city full of gluttons.
We started an investigation and discovered that Dr. Gloom was adding a special ingredient to his burgers that caused severe addiction and weight gain. This ingredient was the result of his scientific experiments.
We managed to infiltrate Gloom's laboratory, which was right under the restaurant. There, we found many strange machines and chemicals that he used to create his burgers.
When Gloom realized we had uncovered his plan, he tried to escape. But thanks to our efforts and the help of the town's residents, we were able to apprehend him. He tried to explain his actions by talking about his difficult childhood, but that didn't justify what he did.
We immediately organized a cleanup of the town from those burgers. All the residents received medical help, and we started developing a program to restore their health.
We had a real challenge. It all started when we received the first alarming call about strange occurrences in our town. The locals began to notice that things in their homes were mysteriously changing size.
Yes, at first it seemed like just a prank. But when someone found a giant carrot in their garden the size of a car, it became clear that something serious was going on. We started an investigation and found that all these oddities were happening near the Magic Spoon restaurant.
We decided to go there and talk to the chef who worked there. His name was Mr. Crawford, and he was known for his unconventional approach to cooking. But what we discovered surpassed all expectations.
When we entered the restaurant, we saw that all the items were either gigantic or tiny. Tables, chairs, dishes. Everything looked like it was from a fantasy movie. Mr. Crawford greeted us with a wide smile and offered to explain how he did it.
He showed us his device, a small machine with many buttons and levers. According to him, he developed this device to diversify his cuisine, but he soon realized that he could do much more with it.
Crawford started using his device not only for cooking. He began enlarging items to impress his customers and shrinking things to make them easier to store. But soon, he started using his invention for evil purposes.
He enlarged the streetlights, which caused chaos on the roads. Then he shrank the trash bins, causing garbage to spill onto the streets. We realized we needed to stop him quickly before he did something even more terrible.
We tried to talk to him and convince him to stop, but Crawford was too fascinated by his invention. So, we decided we needed to deactivate the device. It wasn't easy because the device was well protected.
We had to come up with a plan. We distracted Crawford by asking him to show us how the device worked. While he was demonstrating its capabilities, Dobie quietly sneaked up and pulled a crucial wire from the machine.
The device stopped, and the items began returning to their normal sizes. Crawford was furious, but we managed to calm him down and explain that his invention was causing more harm than good.
We confiscated the device and sent it to a lab for study. Crawford agreed not to use his inventions for evil purposes anymore, and promised to direct his talents for the benefit of society.
This was another instance where our town was in danger, but thanks to our quick reaction and teamwork, we managed to set everything right.
Have you heard about Cookland? It's an incredible discovery. Imagine an entire planet made entirely of food.
Exactly. Planet Cookland is a true paradise for food lovers. Mountains of mashed potatoes, rivers of chocolate, and forests of broccoli. But the most amazing thing is the inhabitants of Cookland. They don't just live among food, they are chefs themselves.
Yes, they created this planet using their culinary skills and magical ingredients. Every corner of Cookland smells like something delicious. But, when we received a distress signal from there, we realized that not everything was as perfect as it seemed.
Right, Labrador. When we landed on Cookland, We immediately sensed that something was wrong. We saw giant pies cut in half and huge chunks of cheese melting under the scorching sun. It seemed the climate conditions had become unfavorable for their food.
We met the head chef of Cookland, Chef Biscuit. He explained that the planet was experiencing serious problems. Their culinary spells were losing their power, and the food that made up the planet was starting to spoil.
Chef Biscuit asked us to help find the cause of this disaster. We embarked on a journey across Cookland, trying to understand what could have disrupted the balance. Along the way, we encountered many unique creatures, such as macaroni monsters and sugar elves.
And when we reached the center of the planet, we discovered that the source of the problem was a giant caramel volcano. It had started erupting and disrupted the planet's magical balance. We needed to take urgent action.
Labrador and I teamed up with the local chefs and began working on a solution. Using magical recipes and our sheriff skills, we managed to create an antidote for the volcano. We took the freshest ingredients from across the planet and made a giant cooling cake.
The cooler worked! The volcano calmed down, and Cookland's magic began to restore itself. In gratitude, Chef Biscuit invited us to a grand feast where we tasted the most unusual dishes. Do you remember that moon cheese soup? It was something else.
Of course I remember. It was an amazing adventure and a unique experience. We helped save the planet and learned a lot about magic and cooking. Now Cookland is thriving again, and we can proudly say that we played a part in its salvation.
That was one of the strangest and creepiest adventures in our sheriff careers. Let's tell our friends what happened.
So, it all started when we decided to check out the new pizzeria Robo Pizza. We heard they had great pizza and unique shows featuring animatronic robots.
When we walked in, everything seemed pretty cute. Robots in animal costumes were singing songs and entertaining children. But when we tried to leave after the show, the doors were locked.
Right. At first, we thought it was some kind of mistake or joke, but then we noticed that the robots started acting strangely. Their eyes turned red and they stopped smiling.
I remember one of the robots, a giant bear named Freddy, came up to us and said, "You can't leave. The party isn't over yet." It was creepy.
We tried to find an exit, but the robots had blocked all the doors. We realized we needed to act quickly and find a way to disable them.
We split up to explore the pizzeria. I went to the control room and you stayed behind to distract the robots. It was risky, but we had no choice.
Yes. I remember trying to strike up a conversation with one of the robots, a huge chicken named Chica. She was telling me about pizza recipes while you were looking for a way to shut down the system.
It was a creepy adventure, but we made it through. It's important to always be on guard, even when you're just going out for pizza.
We finally finished telling our stories and completed this mode. See you in the next mode.